Hello, everybody. Happy Wednesday. My name is Jim. This is More Sunshine, Please, a Wednesday afternoon live stream. How are you doing? Hope everything's going well for you today. I am demonstrating the software that came with my 360-degree camera. I have the Insta360 One X right there. Fingerprints and all. Let's just wipe that. There. Rob Fuzz, how you doing? So this is the 360-degree camera. I'm just going to get right into it. And you can see there are two lenses on this camera, one on each side. Each lens records a hemisphere of video. And when put together, this camera records absolutely everything around it, including myself as I hold the camera. That's how this works. So what I'm going to do today is demonstrate how to edit with 360-degree footage. Bill from MGM Family Travel, welcome. And thank you for the birthday wishes. So first things first, what I did when I got this camera is I went to Insta360.com and downloaded the free edit software that comes with the camera. So you go to the, and I have the link in the description for this video. Blake, welcome. So what you do is you go to the website, you choose which camera, because they have a number of cameras. This is the One X, and then you choose which software you want to use, which software you need. So you go out, and it's very simple. There's two buttons on the front in a very simple display here underneath one of the lenses. So if you turn that on, you keep that pressed, LED comes on, and then you can see what's going on there. You select that same on button to go from camera, still camera, to video, to settings. And this is where you can select video resolution. I recorded most of the stuff. I think most of my stuff's in 4K, although this camera can record in 5K. Who can watch 5K? I do not know. But I think I have the box around here somewhere. Yeah, here it is. So this is the box, and you can see right there. 360-degree video in 5.7K. I think the video I released when I went on Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway was in 5K, if I remember correctly. So the camera comes with a cable. After you record footage, you want to plug your camera in, just like you would with any camera. And this is how you're going to download footage. Mr. Fulton Mraz, it's your girlfriend's 21st birthday. It's my birthday too. Happy birthday to her. And good to see you in the chat. And Noah, thank you for the birthday wishes. Okay, so after you plug that in, transfer your files to your computer. I've actually already done it. But it's standard stuff there. Oh, the battery's almost dead on that one. Okay, so I'll just turn it off. But yeah, happy birthday. Thank you, Blake. And Jason, thank you very much for the birthday wishes. So let me share my screen. This is the Insta360 Studio edit software. And this is where you're going to edit, or where you can edit 360-degree video. And this is what I've used so far for YouTube. Everything I've shot in 360, I've kept as a 360-degree video. I'm going to, I wrote down good videos to show off. Let's see. Let me find a good video to start with. And I'll be frank, I don't know if my computer can handle going on StreamYard and demonstrating the edit software together. Might be asking a bit much, but we'll see. Okay, so a good video. Here's one. So I'm going to drag this over. Oh, yeah, my computer's quite delayed. That's okay. So it's loading it up. And you can see up in the upper left-hand corner a thumbnail of my video. So I'm going to pause that. So I have my one video clip loaded. And you can see down here, you have a timeline. It automatically added the video I uploaded to the software onto the timeline. You have your video, your preview window up here. A bunch of application options on the right side. And I'll talk a bit about that in a second. But first things first, when you first get this loaded, and this is a 360-degree video clip. Amy, howdy. Thank you for the birthday wishes. You can click and drag, and this is footage from, I don't know, about a week ago or so. We went to Manasota Key and socially distanced ourselves from as many people as we could. And you can see not many people there, so it was perfect. And we stayed at a place right on the beach. And this was a great place to get a little bit of footage here. So what I've done, and you can actually see me if I scroll more. I'm holding the camera. There I am down there. I'm holding the camera on the selfie stick that it came with. Do I have it around here? Somewhere. Anyway, it's an extendable stick. It reaches out about 5 or 6 feet or so. And what's amazing about it is, and I don't know if you can tell, I'll zoom in a little bit here. The camera and the stick itself is invisible. I don't know how this happens, but you cannot see the selfie stick. And because at this time of day, the sun is almost directly over me, you can't even tell in the shadow. You can tell just a little bit to the left of my hand there. You can see the shadow of the camera and the selfie stick there. I have a different clip that better illustrates that, where you can see the shadow of my camera. So anyway, I'm just holding up the camera and recording the beautiful scenery around me. Russ Stapleton, welcome to the show. I pictured you sitting here spinning in your chair in order to edit. Oh, no. I think you're being silly. Okay. So here we go. Again, this is, I'm just clicking and you can see it has recorded everything around me. Let me play it. It's going to be choppy. You can even tell with the audio that it's a bit choppy. But I think I lowered the camera at some point. I must have done something. I can see it moving. What did I do? Where am I? Let's just take a look at what I'm doing here. I don't even know. I don't remember. Oh, you can see the shadow. You can see a bit more of the stick there. So pretty much what I'm doing here is holding the camera over the water and getting some good footage here, although you can't tell from this vantage point. Pam's fam, welcome to the show. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. So I stepped into the water a bit just so I was surrounded a bit more. Now I'm holding, let me pause it right there. You can see the shadow. There's the stick and the camera's at the end of it. And I'm holding the camera over the water. By the way, this camera is not waterproof. This is a, You can get a dive case or a waterproof case to put around it. I don't have that. So I was just trying to be as careful as I could. So this is what I've got. This is my footage here. Okay, so it's not much more than that. I think I raise and lower it a little bit, but that's it. But you can, because it's 360-degree footage, it records absolutely everything around you. So through this edit software, you can pick and choose what portion of the video you want to see. If you are editing a 180-degree video, which is what we normally do, you can use this footage to selectively choose what part of the frame you want to see. That's why I thought, and I haven't done this yet, but if I ever vlog in the parks, for example, I can take my 360-degree camera, and for some instances, it can be point of view, my point of view, and then I can also use that same video clip to edit footage of a reaction shot of myself, for example. I haven't done that yet, but I could. So the way you can do that in here is through what are known as keyframes. And keyframes are available in a lot of edit software. I normally use Adobe Premiere Pro, and keyframes are used to tell the video what you want to look at or how you want to look at. You can change the scale. You can do anything with keyframes. Change the color correction. You can flip the and whatever. Keyframes is just a way to tell the software what to do at that frame of your video. So we can do that here. So, and by the way, up until maybe an hour ago, I had the 2019 version of the software, and I just realized there was a 2020 version of the software. So that's what I'm using right now, and I've never really used it before. So I know that there's one difference here. For example, can I zoom in here? I cannot. Let me go full screen then. Okay, up in the upper left of my frame here, you can see the thumbnail for the video clip I have on the timeline. Right here where my cursor is, there's a little gray button on there. And that is, this is a new feature which I've never used before. But if you click that, this now goes into, what do they call it? Automatic, I thought it was auto framing. That's what it is. So what it does is, let's say in this video clip, I just wanted to take a look at myself, for example. And because I'm vain like that. No. What I could do is, through keyframes, make sure the camera was always on me. Or this feature, and by the way, it's still at 0%, so it's not really chugging along. But it will take an important part of your video and automatically frame it, so that I believe I would save myself a lot of time and not have to go through the entire video clip and keyframe it to make sure that I'm in the shot. So can I stop? Oh, I think I have to. This footage is currently in. Do you wish to? Yeah, I'm gonna stop that there. Okay, so that's that. Let me now get another clip in here, and let's go to this one. You may be asking yourself, this camera records using two lenses, and then it puts it together. How does it do that? Frankly, I don't know how it does that. But I'll show you one interesting effect that happens. Take a look at this frame here. What you see here is the two lenses being stitched together. They call it stitching. So the top half of my body, for example, was recorded with one lens of the camera. And I'll show you the camera again. Right there. There's one lens. there's the other lens. And the bottom half of my body was recorded using the other lens. So this camera, the software has to stitch both of those video clips together. And sometimes it doesn't always do the greatest job when it tries to do it automatically. So over on the right, you can change the calibration. Now, because this is a new version of the software I hadn't seen before, I don't know where it went. But I just clicked stitching calibration. I clicked that button. It doesn't seem to have changed much. Let's see what's up here. Chromatic calibration, that's checked. So if I uncheck that, because two lenses are recording stuff, the light from one lens might be different than the what's available to the other lens. Like if the sun were behind me, that would be quite bright. I'd be backlit. In the other lens pointing at the ocean, there'd be a lot less light, of course. So the colors would be different, and a chromatic calibration would adjust that accordingly. So you can kind of see, you can see the line in the sky here. It's much darker here than, say, right here. So if I click that, it kind of does a better job of blending that together. So it's a little more seamless, or less seamlessly. But look at my pants there. That's crazy. But there is a way you can adjust. Oh, I see what's going on here. So over here on the left, it says stitching, and then it has it selected for venture case, which is the case that you can get for the camera. But I'm going to select normal, and let's see how it changes stuff. Yes. Okay. There we go. So normal setting is stitching the footage without a case, and that's a heck of a lot better there. So again, if I had a venture case, I would want to select that, and it would take into account the case. There'd probably be a black line there for the waterproof rubber thing in the case. I don't even know the words I'm trying to say. But I'm going to select normal. So it would take into account that seal in the case. So for this, that's what I want. Normal stitching. And then there's the stitching for a dive case, which is for above water and underwater. And again, I don't have a case, so I never took it underwater. But you can see how it's trying to take into account what it might look like if there were a case there. But this is a lot better here. So Matthew and Lauren Vlogs, good to see you. I hope you guys are doing well. ATJH Travels, good to see you as well. Thank you, everybody, for being here. I'm going over the edit software for my 360-degree camera. So, let me come up here. To the top right of the view window here, there are a couple of, actually 5 different views you can select. Right now, we are looking at the, is this the flat view? Yes, that's the flat view. So what you're seeing now is all 360 degrees of video. So you can see on the right side, this bodyboard in the frame. You can see it on the right side and the other part of that same board on the left side, because the left and right sides of this frame would actually come around to meet and match if we were watching this as a 360-degree video. But because we're looking at it flat right now, you're seeing absolutely everything in one frame, and that's why it looks distorted and stuff like that. So that's the flat view. Here is natural view. And let me get the camera off me. You know what? We don't want to see that. But you can kind of see what's going on here. Let's look down the beach there. So that's the natural view. The default view has a little fish head as an icon. So if you wanted a, maybe I'll go back to me so you can better see the fish-eyed lens effect. But if I zoom in, it's lessened. but you can see the fisheye lens effect there. They also have something called Crystal Ball, and this is going to make it look like your video in a sphere. So, and you can move it around to, again, see what you want. Looks like I'm swaying back and forth. What you want in the ball. Let me play it. It's going to be choppy because my computer can't handle this, but man, I don't even like looking at it. It's too choppy. And then finally, there's something called Tiny Planet, which really zooms out the footage to make it look like you're standing on a small planet there. So you can do some really neat effects with that too. I haven't done much. Actually, I've done nothing with this other than just experiment with it like I am here. But as you walk with the camera, you know, it looks like the sphere of video is moving around you. Baron, thank you for the birthday wishes. Jeffrey Resendez, good to see you as well. Happy Wednesday to you. So yeah, what's cool is seeing all that sky around you. So it looks like a planet floating in the sky like that. So there's some kind of neat things you can do with this that a normal camera wouldn't allow you to do. I'm going to go back to natural view now. And I'm actually going to get another, let's discard that, another clip that I'm going to edit with. And this will be, I'm going to use keyframes to help edit. Let's see. Where is, where's a good clip I can use here? Here, this one. I believe this one is all right. This is a clip of me on the same beach, a different day. So I think I'm wearing a different shirt. But what I did, Disney Nerd Herders, welcome. What I did with this clip is, again, I had it on the extended selfie stick. And there's me. Let's see. Let me get me in frame here. And what I did is I took the stick and I just took the camera and went around me. And let's see if you can tell if I do that. Again, my footage is choppy because my computer can't handle StreamYards and this at the same time. So there's the camera now. It's behind me as I'm swinging it around. So now you should be able to see the back of my head. There it is. So if I let this play for a little bit, you can just see that I'm swinging the camera around me, which is, you know, whatever. But I did this with the intention of editing this so I am in the frame at all times as I'm swinging the camera around me. Let me show you this also. This camera came with this little bag. It has a tiny little cable that you can screw into the bottom of the camera. So this extends many feet. And what this is for is so that you can hook it up to the camera and swing it around you. And they call it bullet time. And they call it bullet time because it's supposed to, you're supposed to be able to edit like you are Neo in the Matrix. And bullet time is referring to the shot where he's dodging the bullets. But I didn't have that cable with me at the time. I just had the selfie stick. So what I'm going to do is through keyframes. That's not the best shot of me. I'm going to, first of all, chop off the beginning of this unusable footage. So here, I think it starts about there. So this footage at the beginning of my timeline, I don't want to use. So I'm going to click this bracket here, and I'm going to mark that as my start. So you can see here on the left, there's a part of this video clip I will not be using. So my video clip will start here. I'm going to make it so that I'm in the shot. The view above this window, there's two buttons, view and free capture. And that's what I'm going to use to edit. I need to go to free capture. And then you can see here by my time code, there's this little yellow button. It says mark as keyframe. So if I click that, it adds a keyframe to my timeline right at the very first frame of my video footage. And then all of this on the right came up. Let me zoom in a little bit so you can try to hopefully better see this. So it gives you the coordinates of the pan angle, tilt angle, roll angle, distance of the camera. So if I zoom in, for example, you can see these last two numbers are changing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set a keyframe here and say, this is what I want to see at the beginning of this video. And because the camera moves quite often, I am going to try to keep myself in frame the whole time as I spin the camera around me. So I'm going to let this play. And there we go. And then I'm starting to spin here. So I'm going to move it back here. The camera's a bit above me. That's all right. I'm going to add a keyframe there. All right. And again, if I change things over here, you can see the difference in the window. Pepper Tree Villa. Good to see you. Happy Wednesday. Tori Camilla is here. Good to see you. Thank you for watching. Okay, so I have a keyframe there. I'm going to let it play a little bit more. I wish this was a little more smooth on my computer. Okay, so as I swing the camera around me, of course, I go out of frame, so I have to change that. So you can see as I play the video clip normally, I go out of frame. And look at the shadow of my selfie stick there over my shoulder. You can really see the shadow of it, but you cannot see the selfie stick itself in the video footage. I think that's so cool. I don't know how they do that. I'm just grateful. There's another keyframe. Let it play a little bit more. Come over here. Make sure I'm in frame. Keyframe there. Now, I have a few keyframes. Let's see what it looks like if I play it now, if I did this correctly. It's going to be choppy, but I should stay in frame for the most part. There we go. That's what keyframes are doing for me. I'm telling the software to keep me in frame. So if I keep going, if I went through the whole time I spin here, I can make that a keyframe now. And then what you can do is, here we go again. I'll put another keyframe here. I'll put me in frame, but I'm going to zoom. So I can zoom here as well. What isn't cool is you can see me hold my hand over my head for no good reason. Let me give myself a little more look space. There we go. So I zoom in there. Still swinging the camera around. Got to get me back in frame here. And I'm just clicking and dragging on the image to do this. Keyframe there. And then let's zoom out here. Look at that. I'm getting a bit of that tiny planet look. So let me keep that going for a little bit. Keyframe there. Play it for a little bit. I don't think I might be done spinning the camera. Oh, I raise it now. I raise it above my head. So maybe for this keyframe, I I zoom in. Let's zoom in right over me. And I'll zoom out even more. No, I don't. Let's see, right there. That's what I want. So I'll let this go for a little bit. And you can see my tiny planet is moving under my feet there. All right, keyframe here. I'll zoom back in. And I'm just scrolling on my mouse to do this right on the image. Look at me with my Superman hair. That little thing of hair on my forehead. So keyframe there. I'm lowering the camera. So I'll put a keyframe there as I've lowered it. So a little different angle at myself. So I'll put it here. My eyes are closed. It was bright. I'll put it here. Let this play for a couple seconds. Add a keyframe here, and then I'll pan over to the ocean. How about that? And again, this footage is just a little bit choppy on this computer because I'm running StreamYard and this software at the same time, and my computer can't handle it. Normally, I don't have this issue, but that's all right. So here we go. I end up with this clip showing the ocean, and then maybe I'll mark that frame as the end. So I've trimmed a bit of the beginning. I've trimmed a lot of the end of this clip. And now let's watch what I did. Let's see. Let's go full screen if I can. There we go. So this is what I just edited. If I did it correctly, I should be staying in frame. And again, this is I edited this footage using keyframes on the Insta360 Studio software. Here's the zoom out. So I can use this to record 360-degree footage, or I can edit 180-degree footage and selectively choosing what part of the video I want to see. Now, there are some drawbacks to this footage. It's not as versatile, of course, as Adobe Premiere, for example. And then there's the pan over to the ocean. And it'll end up there. For example, you can only edit one video clip at a time. If you have multiple video clips, you can't edit a vlog in this software. You just can't. You can edit one video clip at a time. The timeline only lets you edit one clip at a time. What you can do, and by the way, let me show you some video clips I have here. I'll just show you my my folder here. There are two types of video clips, or two types of clips that are recorded using this. Let me see. Let me go to list. No, that's not what I want. Let me stay there. Details. Video clips and then still picture clips. And the videos start with VID, and the still pictures start with IMG, so you can tell. Depending on your video settings, you can record. It'll record one video clip or two video clips. So, can I add a pom-pom like it's cheerleading? Maybe. I don't think so. I didn't want to. So anyway, I I'm actually going to get rid of this video clip. Oh, wait. Before I do that, I'll cancel. This is my finished video. So if I want to make this, oh, I know my point. I'm so sorry. These video clips have proprietary extensions. So you cannot immediately edit these video clips recorded by this camera in Adobe Premiere, for example. You would first have to, you can do two things. You can export these video clips in this software to create, say, MP4s that you can edit in Premiere. Or this software comes with an Adobe Premiere plugin, which once installed allows you to edit these clips in Premiere. But you can't just out of the box record these clips in Premiere. You need the plugin, or you need to change these clips into an MP4, for example. So if I wanted to export this, I would come up to File, Export. Do I want to save the changes? Yes. It gives you some settings here, where to name it, how to name it. And then if I hit OK, it would export it, turning it back or making it an MP4 video. One that I could then take into Premiere to edit and then add to a vlog, for example. So, all right. Let me show you a video clip I recorded after my live stream yesterday. This is, okay. I know where it is. I'm going to, oh, there it is. Let me get that out of the way. Videos, this video clip here. I'm going to drag that in. Welcome back, Blake. Okay, this is video in my cul-de-sac. I'm going to pan down so you can see. I have actually my webcam's on this current little tripod. The camera is right here. You can't see it because the camera is invisible to itself, of course. But I put it on this manhole cover in the middle of my cul-de-sac. And then what I did, if I play this, you can see I went a bit of ways, and I just started running around the camera. I did 360-degree laps around my camera. And you should see me coming back around here. If I were to follow myself, where am I? There I am. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm running around the camera. And I recorded this bit of footage. Tina, thank you for the birthday wishes. Enjoy your listening. Okay, so I recorded this video clip. So if I go to Tiny Planet here, you get this. You could see I'm surrounded by sky. And then if I play this, I am now running around my tiny planet. I thought that was a cool little video clip there. And then I can zoom in a little bit too, so you could better see me. If there were no trees around, it would just be clouds in the sky. That might look a little bit better. But this, I thought this was kind of a neat little effect. I don't know when I'd ever use it, but yeah, I'm just running around the camera a few times. That's all. That's all I wanted to show you as far as that goes. I'm going to get rid of that. Oh, let me import a picture. You can... oh, where are my pictures? Videos. Here we go. Here's a picture. All right, this is a still picture I took with this camera. I'm still on Tiny Planet. Let me go to Crystal Ball here, and you can see I still have full 360-degree view from the camera, but instead of a video clip, this is a just a still picture. Again, you can manipulate it in this software to I'm gonna go to default. You know, because this records in 5K, you can get some, you know, really high resolution photographs too. So, and you can choose what part of the frame you want to save as a photograph. So taking a 360-degree photograph gives you some options as well that you might not have with, you know, the camera on your phone, for example. And I'll show you the flat view here. Again, this is everything. The flat view shows you everything that was recorded. So for this picture, what you see on the left side of the frame would match up with the right side of the frame. If I went to natural view here, you can see we're back to a 360-degree vantage point. So there's that. Oh, by the way, over here on the right, if let me show you. Here is me holding the selfie stick down here at the bottom of the frame. That's me holding the selfie stick. And let me go full screen for you. If you wanted to cover that up, if for some reason you didn't want to see your hands holding the selfie stick, you can choose to cover that up. It gives you an Insta360 logo to use, and you can change the settings here. But also, you can upload your own logo. So this is what comes with the software. But and I think there is a video of me where I uploaded my More Sunshine Please logo. So instead of using this, you can change the size there. You can use your own graphic. But I want to see as much of the video as possible. So I normally don't use that feature. So yeah. Tony, good to see you. Arnie, thank you so much for being here. Have a good day, Pepper Tree Villa. Let me now upload a clip from Disney, something from Disney. How about that? Let me restart the edit software. Again, just before I went live, I realized there was an update to the edit software. So I downloaded that, and that's what I'm using right now. That's my screensaver. Has nothing to do with Insta360 Studio. What else did I also want to highlight here? Where is my... Man, this is taking a long time to load. It's coming. It's coming. I'll let you look at me for a moment. No, it's still not there. Okay, we're still waiting. There it is. Okay, let's bring that back full screen. All right, I am going to now upload, let's see, Epcot monorail footage. Let me try to find that. All right, videos. This is it this one? Perhaps. This is a, what is it? It's almost a 10-second clip. So as it loads again, loading normally doesn't take this long. Oh, also, if you were interested, let's say you recorded a bunch of small clips on this camera and you were interested in just exporting them, all of them, to edit in another software application, you can do what they call batch exporting, where you can take all of your clips and then export them as MP4s, for example, so that you can then take them into, say, Premiere Pro to edit, because you cannot edit these clips in Premiere straight from the camera. You need the plugin, or you need to export them as another file type, because the files recorded from this camera are proprietary and need to be, you need to change them. But this software comes with a free Adobe Premiere plugin where you can edit them. So this footage is from March. Epcot has not opened back up yet. So this is footage I took of March. I was going, I think I was walking back to my car, and the monorail was overhead, and I quickly recorded it. So let me go back to the beginning of the clip. And again, let me go to default view. There's my shadow on the ground, my elbow, whatever that is. All right, I'm going to zoom in a little bit. And then you can see I've got the complete monorail recorded. So now, using keyframes, I just choose, using free capture, that is, I just use what part of the video I want to use. So again, I click on this little yellow target symbol here, whatever that is, to make a keyframe on this timeline. Let it play. And I'm walking away from the monorail as it's going. Let's say I want to make a new keyframe here. So I click that button again. And then, whoa, too far. Too far. It's spun out of the way. So I want to see the monorail going by me, and I want to zoom into it as well. Right there. So that's a new keyframe. So I just took this 360-degree clip and made this. So now let's go back to the beginning of that clip and see what I just did. This is how it begins. And then through keyframes, I told it I want to follow the monorail going to Spaceship Earth. So there it is, using keyframes. And then, let's see. Let me get another clip on here now. Discard that. Don't need that anymore. I have a clip from Hollywood Studios. Which one is it? I think it's this one. So let's see. Taking a minute to this appears to be a 16 or 17 second video clip. It's just me walking down Hollywood Boulevard, I think, if I remember correctly. I just took the camera out and just recorded my walking down Hollywood Boulevard. It's about ready to load here. I'll pause it here. Yeah, I could hear the music. There it is. There I am. The camera has that very tiny LED display that so you can tell what mode you're in and stuff like that, but it can be difficult to see on a sunny day. I'll say that. So that's what I was doing right there. I was looking at that. Going to free capture again. And this button over here, you can choose which aspect ratio you want to use. I'm always editing for YouTube, so it's always 16:9 for me. Or if you wanted to record for a video clip for Instagram, you could go 1:1. Old timey TVs 4:3. ultra widescreen. How about that? 916. If for some reason you wanted to make it look like your awesome footage was recorded by an amateur holding the phone the wrong way. I don't know why you would want to do that. I'm sticking with 16:9. So that's just me. So again, I can. Well, here's what I wanted to show you. Remember, in my thumbnail over here, there's a little gray box. Let me go full screen so you can better see it. Up here, there's a little gray box with a little circle-ish type icon in it. This is for auto framing. So what this will do is, if you didn't want to set keyframes, if you wanted to kind of be lazy about it, or try to do your best, you could click that button. I'll do that. Let me get this off me. Let me go back to the beginning of the clip. I think this will take a while, so I may not do it the whole way. You can click that button for auto framing. And then it is now automatically framing my video clip. I think, what does it say? I can't even see. Is it 9%? And then it stopped. So this might take a while. I might not want to do this the whole time. This would take up too much time. But I am interested in doing that at some point. I'll see where. Seems to have stopped, though. If I play it, what happens? You can see here on my hand, you can see the stitching for where one lens stitches into the other. That's not so horrible. In the distance, it's not so bad. On the buildings back there, stitching isn't too bad of a problem. And who's watching this video, watching my hands the whole time? I've got questions for you. There are other options on the right side of the screen. You can choose to lock direction. That would help as well. So let's say I just wanted to look at me the whole time. Oh, that's flattering. If you choose lock direction, of course I would have to pan. I just raised the camera up. I would want to take that off. Use flow state stabilization. I will say this camera, the stabilization on this camera is quite amazing. Oh, by the way, we're at 1% of the auto. Or no, is that right? Yeah, I've got to stop this, or I'll just let it do its thing. But that's crazy slow right now on my computer. Good news is I'm getting a new computer. So Noah, 2 days would have been my Hollywood Studios trip. I am sorry for you that you're missing it. I am glad you are safe, though. Florida, as you may know, currently has its highest rates of infection since the beginning of all this. So all these places are opening up, and I'm not so sure it's a great idea right now. But who's to say what it'll be like in a month when they're opening things back up? I don't know, but you know, for example, New York didn't turn the corner overnight either. So I'm glad you're safe. I'm sorry your trip was postponed. But I know other people are starting to be able to make their reservations. I know Disney Nerd Herders made their reservations, and they're going to talk about that tonight. So that'll be kind of cool. Let me go to view again. This is what Hollywood Boulevard looks like in the tiny view mode. It's kind of cool seeing those buildings go by and the palm trees. I wish this were a little smoother for you to see on my computer. Perhaps I'll do this again with my better computer. But you can get some interesting looks using this software. So if I play this from here, you can see Again, Disney doesn't let me take the extended selfie stick in the parks, so I was forced to hold the camera in my hand. So my hand is in that shot prominently. But let's go face forward here. Let's go back to the beginning of the clip. So you can get the fisheye lens look, or you can get it so it looks normal. And that's as far as it zooms in there for me, which isn't bad. Again, it records in, if you choose, 5K, which can, you know, give you some options if you want to digitally zoom in your footage if required. Let me go to that's Tiny Planet. Let me go to Crystal Ball too, so you can again see what that looks like. There we go. Yeah, talk about a that's if I zoomed everything out, it gives you that crystal ball look. So I zoomed it in a little bit. Let me pan up so that you don't have to see my hand in the shot. And again, I know I keep saying this, I'm running StreamYard and this edit software at the same time, and my computer can't handle it. Normally, this would be much smoother. Oh, there was my head at the beginning. We just started over. So that's it. There are other cool things you can do with this software. Again, I showed you the bullet time cable that comes with the camera that you can hook to the bottom of the camera and then swing it around yourself if you chose to do that. I did it with a selfie stick. Someday I'm going to take this camera into the parks and vlog with it just to see how challenging it is to vlog with that. Look at StreamYards is even a bit stroby right now for me. So maybe I'll zoom out so I'm not so much in the frame. But yeah, I'm interested in getting my point of view and then my reaction just using the same video clip. I think that'll open up some possibilities for me. And then I can record in 4K. I can record in 5K. I can record, you know, in just standard, you know, high definition. I've already recorded some things like Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, which allows the viewer to choose what part of the screen they want to look at. I went on a drive-through safari right at the beginning of the stay-at-home stuff. Lori French, thank you for the birthday wishes. I plan on having a happy birthday today. Thank you very much. So someday when I am allowed back into the parks, I'm going to take this camera in there and have some fun with it. I mean, I've already done it a little bit, but for the most part, all I've done so far is I've just released these as 360-degree videos and haven't really taken advantage of the editing that this Insta360 Studio software provides. Again, you can only edit one clip at a time, so you can't piece together a vlog, for example, using this. If you have multiple clips, you're going to have to either export these clips as an MP4 and then take them into your edit software to edit together, or they do have some, this software does come with some plugins, one for Premiere Pro. I think there's a GoPro plugin. I don't know what else is out there, but since I usually use Premiere, that's what I'm most interested in. That's my little overview for Insta360 camera. I want to thank everybody for joining me. Hopefully this was kind of interesting to you. I will see you again very soon. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great Wednesday. Ending broadcast. Bye, everybody.